Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Bitcoin Byte. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Friday. Friday feels like heaven, right? Yes. So let us give a high five here to everyone for getting through another week. So put in your chat group high five, okay? Let's give a high five to everyone here for getting through another week. Come on, everybody give a high five to everybody here. Yes, high five, everybody, for getting through to another week. Yes, yes. Okay, hey, Joseph and everybody. Yes. Okay, so welcome again to Friday. It's another amazing week, and tomorrow is a weekend. So let's get through this amazing day, amazing Friday, so that you can enjoy a good rest over the weekend. Okay, now Bitcoin has been trading between 44,000 to 45,000 range. And today we want to bring you some good news. Yeah, my name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, this is going to stream live on Facebook and YouTube. And we are making video about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And if this is a topic that you have been learning a lot about, make sure you subscribe to the channel, but also forward to your friends so that they can also learn from this channel. And also click on the notification bell so that whenever we have the video, you are the first to know. Now, I'm very delighted to bring my friend, also my teacher, to the program. He is an authority in financial investing and also a well-known teacher to many thousands and thousands of students all over the world in the art of wealth creation. Dr. Clemen Chiang, welcome, Dr. Clemen Chiang.
Thank you so much, my dearest mentor, Richard, and thank you for having me in your show. I'm so happy. Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, of course, tomorrow is rest day for many of you, but cryptocurrency is trade 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours, 365 days a week, including Saturday and Sunday. So you have great opportunity. Now, we learn from simple economic of supply and demand, yeah, from schools and everywhere else, even in normal day life. When the supply is high and the demand is low, the price will go down. On the other hand, when the supply is low and demand is high, the price will go up. Now, Bitcoin has a limited, by design, has a limited supply. Now, when more people want Bitcoin, yeah, the price will go up. So let's look at some recent adoption and support of Bitcoin. Yeah, the football club, the banks, the countries. So question to you is that, Dr. Clemen, are there more adoption of Bitcoin?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You're spot on, Richard. You know, when we talk about sponsorship of football clubs, this is the #1 most popular sports on planet Earth. And this is a movement to rally all the fans across the world. And you guys have been reading news about recent transfer, and all this involves cryptocurrency. So I want to kind of switch my screen right over here and give everyone the context why this phenomena is taking shape all across the earth. And here we go. I'm going to kind of adjust my screen right here. And the latest breaking news is coming out from Dutch Football Club, PSV, confirms it's now holding Bitcoin on its balance sheet. Now, remember the previous episodes of our YouTube, we spoke about treasury or cash in bank, right? And what that means is, instead of having cash in your physical bank, take the cash, convert it to hold Bitcoin instead. And Bitcoin doesn't sit inside a bank, all right? So Bitcoin kind of sit inside a custody of a crypto exchange. So more and more companies, more and more clubs that are cash rich are exactly doing that. And I want to show your latest, just hot on CNBC, and I kind of bring out a few recent articles. Like this one was published in June 29. Holy moly, this one is Formula One strikes $100 million cryptocurrency sponsorship. And you all can begin to feel cryptocurrency kind of begin to invade and become pervasive across all sectors of the marketplace. Now, yesterday, I think this is the one that's got me really, really excited because this interview is really important. And one of the hottest and largest one is actually Crypto.com. And he was on CNBC sharing about his sponsorship of the club called Philadelphia 76ers Sports. And let's hear what he has to say right over here. Check this out. And hopefully it plays out. Not too sure is it going to play out. Let me just kind of refresh again. And here we go at 76. It's loading.
I think the industry is too large to be killed by regulation today, but I do agree against that regulation.
Right across here. All right. We spoke about Robinhood, and I want to fast forward to Philadelphia.
Teams, and it's not just basketball. And do you worry over time that it gives this sort of patina of gambling when in fact you're trying to be taken seriously as an asset class?
Well, the way we approach this is we have a global strategy. We are partnering with top brands in sports. We're a global cryptocurrency partner of the UFC, of Formula One. We've recently signed deals with Paris Saint-Germain, arguably the best football team in the world today. And we are super thrilled to partner with 76ers, who I think are a very young and dynamic team with championship potential. It's aligned with our mission as a company. We want to drive adoption of cryptocurrency. And there's no better way than to put our name in front of 2-3 billion people who watch sports every day.
Hear that? You guys hear it. And so what's the keyword behind all this? Is one single word called adoption. I hope you guys start writing down adoption in your secret little black book, because the whole idea is getting more and more users across the world to adopt. And there are three major sports that he just mentioned. Number one, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. This is like the hottest sports right now, where it's all a combination of mixed martial arts. I'm very deep into it because I was trained as a Taekwondo black belt as well as in mixed martial arts, especially in the area of Jiu-Jitsu. Number two is F1, Formula Race. And we have our very first in the world night F1 racing right here in Singapore. And number three, 76 Sixers. And that's something that's going out to all the biggest sports out there, and you guys can feel the excitement already when it comes to football, F1, UFC. Holy moly, everyone out there is shouting out about crypto adoption, and that's the reason why I think, Richard, you brought up a very, very good question. Adoption of cryptocurrency right now is pervade all across every sporting celebrities, every sporting event arena, and here we go.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen, for that information. What about banks and country that began to adopt Bitcoin? Can you?
Oh yeah, and we're going to talk about elaboration on banks. And I kind of want to highlight to all of us right here today, this article coming out right from Nasdaq.com. Let me just kind of switch the screen, and here we go. 80 billion Brazilian investment bank launches Bitcoin and crypto trading app. We started from the era where back in year 2000, we got to start launching our very own website. We call it the www, something.com. And everyone was scrambling to buy their domain name. And, one of the banks that I work with is called Standard Chartered Bank. For many, many years, they own standardcharteredbank.com. Freaking long just to type out kind of so many alphabets on the keyboard and on the browser. And finally, they spent about over $100,000 to buy sc.com. Wow. So domain becomes really, really important. So we really started from www. Then we move on to the era of social networks. So everyone getting out there, kind of trying to own their verified blue tick. And this is something like, I got very, very happy news to share with you, Richard, and all of the viewers right here. It took us many years just to own this verified blue tick for our company Spiking. And finally, today, I received the best news ever. We finally own our own handle at Spiking. So, these are really the movement forward. Now, the latest is moving to mobile apps. Each of us in terms of our businesses, we got to have our native apps, whether be in the Apple App Store or whether in the Google Play. So native apps right now, with the bank taking this initiative, what has this demonstrated to us? It is a real fast forward that everybody right now is scrambling to think ahead. Okay, I got to be at the place where consumers are, where adoptions are taking place, and I got to engage them while there's a hot demand for it. They will never build the app if there's no customer demand. So what we can interpret from this article is a bottom-up approach. Customers on the ground are telling the banks, hey, you don't want to come engage us, and we are using our apps to kind of trade cryptos, you're going to lose our business. And that's the reason why this signal to us a very, very powerful development moving forward to the future, starting from your very own domain name, moving on to the major social media, verified blue ticks, and right now, moving forward, currently we'll be having a complete domination into the app space, App Store and Google Play. Back to you, Richard.
Yeah. Dr. Clemen, you know, one of the most exciting places in the world among many high flyer is Dubai, right? And is even now more exciting because now Dubai not only a place where they have a huge building, huge Dubai Mall, but it's also a place where they have they approve the trading of cryptocurrency. Recently, they have just Dubai represent the Middle East, and Middle East there's a lot of money. So how do you see that supporting overall adoption of Bitcoin?
And you know, Richard, this is a brilliant question because I have first-hand experience. Like the crypto whales that I hang out with, they own like a few thousand Bitcoins. Right now, they are all flocking to Dubai. So take a look at this article right here. Dubai to allow crypto trading within tax-exempt economic zones. And one of the best attraction on planet Earth, in fact, you know, this week I was just having dinner at Sylvie at Marina Bay Sands right at the top with the founder and the chairman of Sylvie Restaurant. And he was telling me this, hey, I asked him a simple question. What got you attracted to kind of relocate here to Singapore? And he said, simple reason, because of the tax rates. Singapore enjoys one of the lowest tax rates in the world. I mean, we are just either number one, number two compared to Hong Kong. But the current situation is Hong Kong kind of completely media censored by the mainland Chinese or mainland China. And many of them right now start flocking to Singapore to enjoy the lowest tax. But in the area of crypto, if you're going to go out there and tell everybody, hey, if you are involved in any form of cryptocurrency, I'm going to give you a tax exempt. Holy moly, what will happen is every big whales out there will straight away go right up there to Dubai. And you know, one of the things that when they arrive at Dubai, they are there to straight away take picture with this man. I want to show you this picture of this man, you know, Richard, kind of funny. And this is the man that everybody, once they arrive in Dubai, they will do it straight on the go. And this is none other than Salt Bay. You eat the beef steak and he kind of poke into it and feed you right on the spot. This is the hottest thing. He was able to kind of attract footballers, USC superstars, Formula One drivers. Everyone is just right there at Dubai, and this is really a big progress for Dubai. And it's a very, very smart move. The way we see it, they want to be a first mover. So countries out there right now are going through a massive debate. Okay, number one, how do we regulate crypto? Now, while they're thinking about it, Dubai went ahead first and said, no, there's no room for debate. Just bring them in first. And in fact, I want to have a follow-on this particular article because the biggest news that came out of Malaysia recently, you know, Richard, close to our shore, is none other than the previous prime minister. So I'm going to kind of find his a tweet right here and show everyone how crazy this phenomenon is transforming the entire crypto landscape, all right? Holy moly, mama. This is the ex-prime minister of Malaysia, and he's telling everybody, hey, Malaysia should allow and encourage foreign cryptocurrency holders to bring in their assets to be invested in physical assets right here in Malaysia. And in fact, he did a mathematical calculation, right? And this is kind of a brilliant for him. Just 5% of the US 2 trillion cryptocurrency market translate into $100 billion or ringgit 410 billion inflow of foreign funds that will straight away solve whatever problems they need to solve for Malaysia Bule.
Wow. I think he's going to attract a lot of voter for him just because of that. And also maybe because he has a lot of money in crypto, man.
Oh, yes, I think, Richard, you're possibly right. And because he's such an influential figure, even though he has stepped down and is a kind of a face court charges, he has 4.2 million followers. Remember just now we talked about one very important factor. We started from domain name and going to social media, having a verified position. There you go. Muhammad Najib bin Tun Razak. And he has a verified blue tick that comes with how many? Holy moly, 4.2 million followers. This is like almost like close to the population of Singapore itself.
Anyway, credit to former Prime Minister Najib. He has made Malaysia very, very famous. Okay, so
Yes.
let's come back to the adoption of Bitcoin. The more sector adopt Bitcoin, the more the Bitcoin price will be squeezed to go up. Now today is Friday, so I have Dr. Clemen's consent that at the end of this presentation, he will be, please post your question. He will be answering question. So if you have any question on any thing relating to Bitcoin or in this or what we have discussed, please post your question, and selectively I will select the question for Dr. Clemen to post, to answer, okay, to address. Now, Dr. Clemen, the last video we talked about various exchange, right? The last one we talked about interactive broker, where open in US, and more of these are coming down. Recently, we have another traditional stock exchange, a popular traditional stock exchange, and getting into the Bitcoin trading and crypto segment, and that is Robinhood. So how do you see this supporting the price of Bitcoin?
Well, this is a very, very incisive, sharp pointed right into Robinhood. And we know Robinhood, how they started is because of this word called millennials. They are having a superb marketing strategy, able to captivate the entire generation of millennials in the US to start investing. Or most of them will be out there at home playing Minecraft. So we have to give credit where it's due. He has mobilized an entire generation of millennials to start the idea of investing. They built the app so simple, and so much so that people are questioning Robinhood, hey, are you building a gambling app or are you building a trading investing app? Now, putting that aside, right now, Robinhood begin to test crypto wallets. This is really a big movement because we brought a launch in early 2022. So we got a very, very tight window. But so many of the episodes we guys have been telling you, hey, what's the month right now? We are in the month of September. Hey, how many more months truly left in the year 2021? We left with 1 quarter. 1 quarter equals to 3 months. Oh! 3 months equal to how many days? 3 times 3, 90 days to be exact, less than 100 days counting down. And we're going to start the very beginning kick-ass 2022. So you are looking at 2022, right? Holy moly. 2022, the moment they start this crypto wallet phenomena, it is just telling everybody, hey, you know what? If you don't own a crypto wallet, you are not cool. Just back in the days when I born in the generation of the iPod, everybody just got to carry an iPod because why? The only magical formula for iPod, and I want to show you guys, is they sold so well because for so many years before Apple launched the iPod, everybody was carrying a Sony Walkman, right? Richard, you were in that generation, Sony Walkman. Yeah. And the only reason why people are buying Apple iPod is because of this. They wanted to have the white cable coming down the pair of ears. Yes. This is the only time you have a white cable. So it's no different than, look at this article right now. If you don't own a crypto wallet, oh man, you are a boomer. They will call you a boomer straight away. And that's the reason why I think this is a really exciting announcement for everybody. In fact, I kind of resonate with another major announcement, Richard, that is coming out right here. And and I got all my assignment. I'm trying to find where's the article right now. Later on, I hope to find it. And I think I put it somewhere here. Oh, I found it right over here. Dun, 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 dun. This must go hand in hand with Twitter. This is the latest as of Wall Street last night. You can right now get paid in Bitcoin to use Twitter. Whoa! And we are already talking about Robinhood wanting to create wallets for their 30 million plus customer base. Twitter right now, few hundred million customer base, already telling you, hey, I want you to tweet more, especially the celebrities, especially those guys with the blue tweet. Tweet more so that we can mobilize your fans to reward you with Bitcoin. And this is mama big. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to kind of dive in right here and take a look at the first one. Okay, Twitter will now allow users to tip their favorite creators on the social network using Bitcoin. Number two, the company announced that on Thursday that its tip service or feature will now roll out globally to all Apple iOS users this week and will become available for Android users in the coming weeks. And number three, the integration of Bitcoin to Twitter's tip feature is hardly surprising considering that CEO Jack Dorsey is one of the most vocal supporters of the cryptocurrency. Now, we take this information. What must we really do? I'm going to show you this very important number. Number is all a numbers game. And here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Check this out. We are looking at the number of Twitter users over the years. It have grown from 110 million. Right now, it's kind of float down to 186 million users.
Wow.
And right now, in order for them to kind of double, quadruple down, or 10x 186 million users, they are super smart. They're telling them that, hey, we're going to kind of seduce every crypto trader out there, come on board, start using Bitcoin on our platform to reward their favorite celebrities. Could be a footballer, UFC fighting championship, F1 driver, can be anything. And because of this announcement, I believe the 186 is going to go right through the roof. Now, is this validated or not? So what we do, when we kind of check on validation of such a data, I'm going to show you how Wall Street has responded. All right, here we go. This is the stock price of Twitter.
Wow.
And yesterday night, the moment it came out with this news, dun, 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 hoi, spike one, hoi, spike two. And the price of Twitter starts shooting up like mad right here. And this is how we cross-validate all this information to tell you firsthand, all of you viewers, that the window is closing down.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Dr. Clemen, we have been looking at more adoption, right, by retailer and institution. That the more the adoption, the more that means the more the demand that will push the Bitcoin price only one direction, up. Now, we want to ask you, the question is this, that we have seen many companies setting aside treasury, their treasury, part of the treasury for Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe MicroStrategy, Square, and then so many other companies. And even just now, we read about the football club and so many other companies putting aside their treasury, a part of the treasury to Bitcoin instead of to any other thing, or to the bank or to bonds or anything. They prefer to put in Bitcoin. So question for you is, what actually is going behind corporate door, and what are they discussing about? What kind of decision they make, the way they make to invest in their treasury in Bitcoin?
Well, that's a great question, Richard. And because what you just asked, really, we want to break it down to our understanding of what exactly is Bitcoin and why should companies think about Bitcoin as a form of treasury. I found this really nice interview right here, and we're going to hear from this really knowledgeable man And I'm going to play out the video for everyone. And I want you all to listen really carefully how he made a comparison between Bitcoin versus gold and then put forward a proposition that this is an asset class. Here we go.
To me offline Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I'm
a big proponent of Bitcoin. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the gold business, don't take the time to understand and study Bitcoin, and they should. And it's tricky because there are a lot of, quote unquote shit coins and other alternatives. There's a lot of pump and dump. I mean, crypto is full of a lot of messy stuff that leads typical sound money investors to go, oh, that's all bullshit. I'm not even going to look at it. Okay. That's the wrong conclusion. You should look at the core base crypto out there, which is Bitcoin, and you should recognize what it is technologically. And what I would say that is it's an incredible innovation, because if you think about what money is nothing more than a ledger. I mean, before we had gold or currencies or anything else, we sat in caves and we kept score of, I killed one bison, you killed two bison, you owe me one, et cetera. So money is just a way of keeping track of who owes who what, right? And if you can create a digital ledger that is immutable and can't be cheated on, that's arguably even sounder as a form of money than gold, because it's triple entry accounting. Everyone can see it. Whereas with gold, they've managed to corrupt the gold price because the central banks have got control of the banks, and the banks have control of the gold, and they've created a lot of paper gold. So in a sense, what that makes is it makes Bitcoin as there's the loudest monetary fire alarm in the system right now. So, one of the things I would say to you is most gold bugs feel the way I do, which is they're astounded that here we are with the most massive money printing operation in the history of the world. I mean, 30% of the money in existence has been created in the last year and a half, 2 years, right? And yet gold's not at all-time high. I mean, what's up with that, right? I mean, it should be, and yet Bitcoin noticed. I mean, Bitcoin went from 10 to 60, right?
Well, people argue the three characteristics of money.
Yes.
Like something has to be a store of value, something has to be a medium of exchange, and a unit of account. Right. All three things have to be satisfied. Do you think Bitcoin meets these characteristics?
Absolutely. Bitcoin meets them all in spades. In fact, arguably, because its stock to flow is with the next halving, its stock to flow will be better than gold's. It's arguably better than gold in terms of, the other two characteristics it meets as well. The only thing it doesn't meet, it's not as easy to transact in today, although it's easier than gold. I mean, people aren't using gold coins to do transactions, but that's all going to get solved. I mean, go look at Strike, go look at Jack Mallers, go look at the Lightning Network. They're going to solve that.
They're going to solve all that we are talking about. And you know what? This interview really comes out really, really important to us, because I need to show you why this is such an influence, big influence in the entire market. Because the man you just heard speaking is Goldbug Lawrence Lepard. Bitcoin is more sound than gold due to triple entry accounting. And this is dated 21st of September. You're hearing it live right now in our YouTube stream. And I want you guys to know this is a very, very powerful sign. That's why more and more corporations, sports clubs, anyone holding cash, they want to start keeping Bitcoin as a form of treasury. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, we have always been very, very excited in the crypto community and the Bitcoin passionate Bitcoin holder, that the ETF that's happening in America right now, right? We're all looking at that ETF to be approved. Yeah, because with the ETF, then more people can then use this instrument to invest and buy Bitcoin. So there are reports that more companies are submitting ETF application, and I think the last couple of days there are like a few companies submitting to ETF to the SEC for ETF approval. Now, question for you is that you see there are more companies like going in to apply for ETF, and what is the impact of this action to the approval of ETF?
Wow, great question. And Richard, you know what? We need to split this question into actually three parts, or I call it three phases of development. That's the starting count, starting from right now. Here we go. So this is the latest article dated 22nd September. Crypto companies continue ETF proposal spree with Bitcoin DeFi filings. And as we know, DeFi is decentralized finance. And what happens right now, it shows that, first of all, you have the companies called Amplify, Invesco, and Galaxy Digital. Galaxy Digital is one of the original Bitcoin ETF player in the OTC market. And submitting a pair of crypto ETFs bids to the SEC. Now, why is it a pair? Because there are 3 phases right now as we understand it. Phase 1 is immediately next week. Starting from October, they are applying for the futures side of things, what we call the futures ETF. And here we go. This is the one that we are zooming in to understand. Invesco already has an application for futures linked Bitcoin ETF before the Security Exchange Commission. A ruling on that filing is expected in October. So here you go. Phase 1, futures Bitcoin ETF, October, gotta be approved, must be approved. It's a question of when. Now that's phase 1. And then phase 2, the authentic Bitcoin ETF, we have another deadline in November. Oh my gosh. So that's November, another big announcement coming up. And then what is phase 3? We finally land in the month of December, where every pundit out there, from Citibank to Standard Chartered Bank to Pantera, everyone is betting on Bitcoin hitting 100,000 by the end of 2021. So you can kind of split your thinking into 3 phases of time, starting right now from the month of September. And of course, you can debate all about the prices that you see right now, but these are what we call low-hanging fruits. Hurdle number 1, October, Bitcoin futures ETF application. Hurdle number 2, November, Bitcoin ETF application. Hurdle number 3, December. Every analyst is pointing to 100,000 in the month of December 2021. And that's the reason why I think for us to organize a global Bitcoin festival in end of October is a perfect window timing. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, you have exactly 1 month counting down right now. Back to you, Richard.
Okay, yeah. So we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival this October. It's a gathering of industry experts, enthusiastic committee of Bitcoin holder, passionate community of Bitcoin holder, to update, promote education and adoption of Bitcoin. Yeah, it is a movement. So we'd like you to join us in this movement and inform all your friends, right, to come and join this Global Bitcoin Festival. So if we have 10,000, 100,000, 1 million people, joining this movement, this will be a very powerful movement that will spread news, right, all over the world, and everybody have to pay attention. And this will encourage more and more people to adopt Bitcoin. Now, Dr. Clemen, we have a couple of questions here, right? And we from the audience, and we'd like you to answer some of these questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Richard.
So let me just pick some questions. Maybe some of them I will answer and then pass back to you, right? Yeah. So we have a question from VL. So what do you think of the last few days fluctuation in Bitcoin, and where is it heading to over the next couple of days? So let me answer this question first, my thought, then I pass to you, Dr. Clemen. Okay, so there is a lot of fluctuation of Bitcoin over the last couple of days, and where is it heading in the next couple of days? Now, we are all looking at, if your question is on next couple of days, things may happen, but I can, in my opinion, in the next couple of months, you will see the direction going up. In the next couple of years, you see the direction going up. But next couple of days, we cannot. It may be still fluctuating because that's the nature of Bitcoin. So that is my answer to you, VL. Dr. Clemen, what do you think of this question?
Wow, that's a great answer, Richard. And you know what? We don't play and invest Bitcoin looking minute by minute, hour by hour, or days by days. Any one of you out there doing this, let me tell you, you got it all wrong. That is not the way to look at an asset class. We always look at it as what we call HODL, hang on for our dear life. Now, I'm going to kind of illustrate this point Step one, I want to show you what is Wall Street. This is Dow Jones Index 30. And this is the barometer of the entire US stock market, which is the barometer for the entire world stock markets. All right. Now, what we can see, obviously, before the pandemic, right over here in February, kind of a crash, boom. And in April, we kind of hit a rock bottom. That was in last year, 2020. And right after that, what has happened? The market has been very resilient, going up, up, and away. Despite all odds that we are still in a semi-lockdown, we still don't have the world's population vaccinated, we still don't have our booster shots, we are still fighting Delta variant, and guess what? Why is the market all-time high? This is something I want all of you to think about. And by the time when I zoom in right here, since you're asking about near-term solution, this is how hot the market was last night. I was trading through the night last night. Holy moly. Look at this big green candle in one movement. And we are talking about summer holidays. Right now, we are coming to the end of summer. Summer is the worst time, according to the stock market almanac, to be trading, because typically during summer, which is September, the market tends to go down. And it went down very, very fiercely. And for us, that's the best time to go into the market and pick up really cheap stocks. And that's exactly what we did. Market moved up yesterday and we kind of make easy money. But from this point onwards, we're stepping into the fall, spring, summer, fall, winter. And then from here, if we are looking at continuation of it moving up, how does this affect Bitcoin? All right. So I'm going to translate this, kind of look at our Bitcoin right now. This is our Bitcoin. All right. Big Bitcoin. Dun, 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 dun. And again, I want to make sure you're looking at the same time frame as I do, starting from the year 2020 until right now. So we go. We move all the way up. And remember, we went through a pandemic, right? In the year 2020, did we see a major drop? Only right here, a little drop, deep, move up, move sideways, boom. You compare this to what I show you on the stock market. This is the greatest asset climb ever on planet Earth. Despite all of us going through the same thing. We're going through the same Delta variant, we're going through the same lockdown, we're going through the same vaccination, we're going through the same booster. This guy move up. But of course, recently, because of regulators across the world kind of begin to feel uneasy, because right now, why? The traditional US dollars has been threatened. And they say, okay, we got to have some cut of the pie. We want to eat up the whole pie. But how do we do that? So they start to scratch their brains out and say, okay, we got to apply some form of regulation. And while they're still figuring it out, have we not heard just now there are many companies applying for Bitcoin futures ETF and Bitcoin ETF, putting on pressure to the regulator? Hey, why are you guys so slow? This is a ground swelling. Everybody right now adopting Bitcoin, and you are the last man standing, preventing the floodgates from opening up. So that's the reason why we went down during this period, because of China. And after China, it kind of move up, and right now it's zoom in. Dun, 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 dun. We are right here. We kind of have fallen from 52,000 all the way to 40,000, kind of similar to the stock market, and it started to move up already. So right now, stock market kind of precedes the Bitcoin market. It started to move. But hey, what did you learn today? Today, we got 3 low-hanging fruits. Phase 1, October, Bitcoin futures ETF. Phase 2, November, Bitcoin ETF about to be approved. Phase 3, December. Every pundit on Wall Street, on the crypto market, is predicting $100,000 price tag for Bitcoin to end of 2021. And I hope that kind of answer your question, give you some form of clarity. And this is not for you to do day in trade, day in out. No, that's not the way to play Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a generational wealth asset class that's going to transform your entire generations, starting from you today. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Hey, man, this is not just for you, but for your generation to come to lock in your wealth. So next question, Dr. Clemen, is from Chan Wing Liu. I try to clarify the question, but I think this is what you mean. Will cryptocurrency become real trading cash will cryptocurrency become real cash? So let me answer this question and pass it to you. Of course, I think cryptocurrency is what we are talking about is actually cash, because right now in the market you will find that you can buy property with Bitcoin, and people are taking wages. All the football player and many celebrity, they are getting their wages in Bitcoin. Yeah, so and then you can buy movie ticket on Bitcoin, you can pay parking ticket on Bitcoin, etc. So it is actually real cash. And in the whole of El Salvador, it is a legal tender. That means it's actually cash, right? It's actually money, right? Because it's a legal tender. So that's my answer to you. So back to you, Dr. Clemen. How do you answer this question?
Wow, that's a great question. And thank you guys for, being very actively engaging us on the live stream. So there are 3 important concepts that you must kind of wrap your heads around with. And the first concept is kind of easy for us to understand. Each time we travel to another country, first thing, when we arrive at the airport, what do? We go and change our domestic dollars to the destination country. So as a result, you always see what we call a currency pair. US versus Japanese, US Euro, US British Pound, Sing dollars versus Ringgit, Sing versus New Zealand dollars, Aussie dollars. So it always takes place in a pair, concept number 1. And the pair is defined as fiat currency, FIAT. So this has been like the last 200 years, the traditional form of currency that govern the exchange of goods and services between man to man. All right, concept number 1. Then we move on to concept number 2. Right now, we don't call it fiat currency. We call it digital currency. So again, in the digital world of currency, there's a pair that's going on. So the traditional pair is USDT, Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin pairing with other altcoins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ripple, Bitcoin, Solana, Bitcoin, and whatever coins out there. But it is in a digital format. Step 1 is in the dollar format. You can touch the money, all right? And right now, digital format, it is all digitally embedded onto the blockchain. So it is immutable. No one can play cheat. Everything open, transparent, audit trail. And that is the beauty of digital currency. It resides on a blockchain. All right. Now you got these 2 concepts kind of iron out. Then based on your question is to address the 3rd concept. So Richard and Clemen, does it mean in the future we will not touch dollar value anymore? And the answer to you is yes. How do you go about wrapping your brains around this idea? And you have to trace back to China itself. And because I started my research into China, that led me into Bitcoin. Why did China want to launch the DCP, Digital Currency Electronic Payment? And I spoke about that in 2019. And that's the reason why. If you go to China today, I mean, I'm not too sure you can travel to China today. I mean, in the past, when you travel to China, you are at the counter buying something. First thing the receptionist or the cashier will do, take your dollar bill and look up against the light. Do you realize there's a common phenomenon? Yeah, because it's so fraudulent out there and there are many counterfeit dollar notes. So they realize, okay, we have a problem, many counterfeit notes out there. And how do we solve this? This is one of the key ideas behind why China wants to launch digital currency, or what we call the digital yuan. So in future, of which right now, because China started the first launch and they restarted their test pilot, that puts United States of America on the defensive. They feel that, oh my God, China is going to do it, we better do it. And that's why they're researching into digital dollar right now. So in the future, phase 3, what will happen is we are going to see a migration from traditional fiat currency into digital currency. And I believe by the time my children's generation and my grandchildren's generation, there will be no more dollar bills anymore. Everybody will move completely into a digital format of currency. And today in China, it is already prevalent. Even the beggars on the streets, they use a WeChat to collect donation. They don't touch dollar notes anymore. And I hope that kind of answers your question.
Yeah. Very good. Now, Dr. Clemen, maybe on another video, I'll probably ask you the difference between the digital currency versus cryptocurrency on another time. Now, there's two more questions. I'd like to combine them together. Number one is from John Cole. He says, I opened account with Interactive Broker, but was told that I can't buy Bitcoin as I'm not a US citizen. Any advice moving forward, or which exchange you can recommend for Singaporean? Now, I combine this with the one from Sunny Leo. Sunny Leo says that, but many banks forbid user to buy cryptocurrency with their credit card. Even DBS card also blocked on many exchange. How user like us can have alternate way to invest? So, question for you, Dr. Clemen.
Okay, those are two very, very good questions. And because you guys are very new into this game and kind of you find it hard to navigate around because number one, you're not hanging out with the guys. So make sure you hang out with us. Make sure you join the Global Bitcoin Festival, because in our community, we are already far, far ahead in terms of this whole build-up of a cryptocurrency. So let me answer your question. If you're asking about which crypto exchange to set up your first new account, I highly suggest and encourage you to always look for a crypto exchange that is already public listed on the stock market. All right, now who are they? Today, we have Coinbase, we have Robinhood, which straight away you go to your platform, you can buy any of the major cryptocurrencies out there. And this is what I call the first tier, because they have already rang the bell. Their stocks are already trading on the market, which is regulated by Securities Exchange Commission. They cannot monkey around with you. So you have the first tier of safeguard. Then I go to the second tier. Second tier are those that are upcoming to be listed on the exchange. And what we do know of about the upcoming ones are companies like FTX.com as well as Gemini.com. And I heard rumors that probably they're going to ring the bell either this year or the beginning of next year, right? Now, one good news for you is for Gemini.com, they already have an office presence here in Singapore. And they can allow you to kind of transact with them using local domestic currency, which is the Sing dollar. So this is the second tier. Then you have the third tier, which I want to caution you to be careful. Now, some exchanges are very, very liquid, but somehow they still have not wrapped around their own internal affairs of KYC and AML. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. AML stands for Anti-Money Laundering. So one good example for that is Binance.com, the most liquid crypto exchange of the world, but kind of getting into trouble with regulators all over the world. So for third tier, this is the one you just got to be careful. And for me, because we are like trading big chunks of volume out there of cryptos, we want to sleep well at night. So I wouldn't encourage you to go for the third tier. So to wrap it up, if you go to any of the first tier and the second tier, you definitely can buy with credit card. You can also definitely wire transfer from a Singapore bank account the money across to the exchange over there. So that kind of solve your conundrum. Thank you.
Last question, Dr. Clemen, is from our friend from Nigeria, Muzakid Ibrahim. Okay, Muzakid Ibrahim. He asked this question, he said, which cryptocurrency can I buy and hold for like 1 to 2 years? For you, Dr. Clemen.
Oh my God, Muzaki, where are you all this time? There's only one. We've been talking about Bitcoin from day one until today. Bitcoin is the only one that you should think about right now, because we are just at the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there are thousands of coins out there. And for us, typically, we're very, very focused. I come from the Wall Street background, and I'm very, very conservative in my approach of investing. And that's why when cryptocurrency was kind of launched in the year 2008, I was also kind of slapping myself on the face. Back then, it was trading at $1 per coin. And I asked myself, Clemen, how come you didn't buy Bitcoin when it was trading at $1? Because I was so focused on the stocks market. I refused to get distracted. It was only in the year 2017 when my personal friends raised $30 million in 1 minute. I said, what? How do you do that? Not even the stock market, you can do that. And that's where you open up my eyes. I say, okay, I got to study what is this thing called blockchain? What exactly is cryptocurrency? And if I want to come in as an investor of the market, which coin should I look at? And in my research, there's only one coin. Back then, from 2017, 18, 19, 20, my mind is just focused on just one coin, and that is Bitcoin. And that has done us really, really well, because we were able to ride on the entire way from the third Bitcoin halving until beginning of this year. And this is the moment in time. It's going to be very, very critical. You cannot be distracted. I mean, I'm talking to you, Muzaki. You cannot be distracted, because every big institutional players out there, they are only focused on one coin, and that is Bitcoin. So once you settle down on that, then your mind can kind of move around and start looking at other coins. But I don't encourage you to do that yet, because you should always be very, very clear why you invest in the first place, and what is your investment strategy, when to get in, when to get out, and all this. You know, for better clarity of the details, we have a panel session as well as the top-notch star crypto whales coming on board for our Global Bitcoin Festival. We want to address that over the 2 days of the festival event itself. So join us on the end of October, and you're going to have much, much more clarity. So meanwhile, from now until then, make sure you get all this infrastructure, set up account, funding, and all that settle down first, all right? And moving towards there, then you can begin to think about becoming more aggressive as a crypto investor. I hope that answers your questions.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Clemen sharing with us for more than 40 video or 40 program already, but we have never really properly thanked him. So can you help me type on the chat group to thank Dr. Clemen? Just say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Help me thank Dr. Clemen. Yes, Susan. I see Susan, Homain, and everybody. Thank Dr. Clemen.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Now, Dr. Clemen, we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival this coming October. So have you got some last wisdom to share with everybody on this program?
Oh, yes. I think we got some major announcements that are coming up, and I want to kind of switch over my screen right here. And here we go. We're going to take a look right here. And I think this is very important. First of all, I need to triple remind everybody, this is counting down exactly 1 month from today. There's already 34 days counting down. And, you know, these 2 days is really mind-blowing. First of all, the days are shown right here. And, you know, when I kind of move my arrow right to the days, you can see is pointing at 28 and 29 of October. First, mark down. And I realized, you know, in recent trends, many people are excited about joining an online webinar or online Zoom meeting. They register, but the problem is they don't show up. Now, I don't want you to just register. I need you to show up. Because no point, after the event, you come back to us and say, hey, Richard, Clemen, can you give us the video recording and all that crap? Let me tell you, it's really all that crap. If you're not committed for the live event, I don't see how you can be committed to a recorded event, all right? And I don't think we're going to give you a recorded event per se anyway. I want to be very, very strict to you because I'm teaching you from the heart of a teacher. You want to be a good student, you want to be a great investor, then you have to commit time. So not lock down that 2 days. Really commit, sit there and do nothing, focus on the presentation during the 2 days. Now, why you need to focus on the presentation? Because when we come down over here, we are going to tackle like so many crazy topics right here. This is the big topic, all right? And some of you, depending on whether you are novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, or expert, or even if you are whale, please come up and say hello to Richard and myself. I'd like to get to know you. You know, in my circle of friends, majority of them are like whales in the crypto market. So we're going to touch on topics like, number one, hey, what exactly is cryptocurrency and what's the big deal about it? Now, this is the part we kind of curate the speakers that we are inviting. We are pretty fussy about that, and that's what success resources mean to everybody out there. The last 30 years, you know, Richard has invited presidents, kings, princesses to the stages of success resources. The last one, most famous one, is President Donald Trump. We also have President Bill Clinton, and so on. We also have the Shark Tank, the entire heroes, Mark Cuban, Mr. Wonderful, and so on. So you got to know we are very, very particular in curating the right speaker. Getting started, We talk about wallet, the expert talks. That's where we really put on stage crypto whales that hold $1 billion Bitcoin. And one of them really committed to speaking for us, and that's none other than Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy itself. How about the regulatory directives? Now, some of you are very, very conservative one and very, very shy. You say, I wouldn't touch this until I get every signal green tick. These are what I define the latecomers. Fine. Then sit through and understand the regulatory framework, and that give you a peace of mind. But at the time when I was started investing in Bitcoin, there's no such thing as regulation. It's a wild, wild west. Bam, we get in. All right. So depend whether you're early mover or a latecomer. Getting started. What is blockchain technology? The future is now, and stay up to date. This is the part I think that no one else out there can offer, which is a community-led movement led by none other than the founder of Success Resources, and that's Richard Tan. And he's right here with us over 40 episodes, right? And he asking you to thank me. I can tell you, we all got to thank Richard Tan. Can we say thank you, Richard, on the chat right now, for goodness sake? Come on. Oh! Please say thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So there you are, the Global Bitcoin Festival. And today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And please do inform your friend about this amazing opportunity, the Global Bitcoin Festival. And this is Richard and the team together wishing you a wonderful, wonderful weekend ahead till we meet again on Monday. Thank you very, very much.